again, everybody. This Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m., the Royal Rumble. You have cast your vote. You have been heard, and you've got it. The Royal Rumble will now be available throughout the country on pay-per-view. In case you happened to call earlier and they said, make that telephone call again. Do it right now and join us for the action-packed, star-studded Royal Rumble. A very impressive list of participants in that one. We'll get to those in a minute. I talked earlier this hour about the individual matches. Some dandies there. And Brother Love will have dual guests on his show as part of the Royal Rumble. They are Sapphire, the manager for Dusty Rhodes, and sensational Queen Sherry. Now, as promised, here is the rundown of the participants in the Royal Rumble this Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Hulk Hogan, the World Wrestling Federation champion. From Demolition, Axe. How about this man, Macho King Randy Savage?
Yeah, this Sunday is the Royal Rumble, and I am the Macho King. So I guess that royalty realizes that the Royal Rumble will come to the Macho King Randy Savage. Yeah, I'm saying it to everybody, yeah.
From the Macho King to this man, Roddy Piper, never at a loss for words.
Been eating game burgers for brekkie. Been chasing cars, fighting the tires off them. This Sunday, Royal Rumble. Been chasing the Huns. That's not with an N, that's with an H. Been running rude, you think I forgot about you. Take a look at me. I'm going to make you realize what Noriega feels like.
The
Attack skills and vocabulary too. Comprehension of this edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
What's up, everybody? It is Ring Time Pro Wrestling. Keith and Keisha in the building again. Keisha, say hi to the people.
It's Friday, people. I hope everybody is enjoying their Friday as they should, because trust and believe, I am trying to enjoy all of mine, even though I had to work today. Working on a Friday is not fun. Like, it is what it is, but when you're an adult, that's what it is. So, what can I say? Happy Friday, people.
Yeah, we are all the way live here for you to enjoy Ring Time Pro Wrestling. It is the 2018 Royal Rumble preview. Oh, all right. So, I've decided to take one segment out of the news and pull it to the front because it's a downer. And I want to get it out the way early. And then we can move on because there might be debauchery and fuckery later. And I don't want to mix that in with like a serious discussion, right? So, there's been a lot going on this week, Keisha. We're about to shove a lot of content down. So, let's do it the first thing.
Right.
Monday. Raw emanated from New York. It was the 25th anniversary.
That's correct.
You may have seen that there was an absence of a Cruiserweight champion, Enzo Amore. Enzo was not available for Raw because he was suspended on Monday. He was fired by Tuesday. Understand that Enzo is the subject of a rape investigation in Phoenix, Arizona. All right. So, I'm going to give you the rundown. I'm not going to go all into it. If you go on Twitter or you go on various social media platforms, you can find out what's going on. Here's the thing. I don't want to. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not read through a lot of the accusers' accusations because I heard they were pretty graphic. I did watch her TMZ video. Here's the thing. One, I'm not here to audit the accuser. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I see a lot of you have. I see a lot of you have tried to find holes in her story. I'm just going to say this. all of these are cautionary tales. All of these are situations that should be dealt with individually, but for the most part, it's kind of hard, man. I'm just gonna give you some real stats, and this is not saying anybody's guilt or innocence, but like 99% of these claims have always been found to be true.
Right.
Right? That's all I'm saying. So, I'm not one to jump right away and ahead to say this is what it is one way or the other. Some of y'all are very definitive and very strong in y'all opinions immediately after a situation like this. A lot of it has to do with who you like and if you are a fan of a person. I'm going to let you know, and I'm going to say, you don't have to say anything. When something like this happens, you have full autonomy just to sit back and shut the fuck up. Just wait. Let it play itself out. If this young... Look. Y'all bringing up how troubled she may be. I see y'all going through her Twitter history. I see y'all doing all this stuff. Here's the thing. She could very well be lying. I'm going to entertain that possibility. Right? Now, if she was going to lie and set up a celebrity, Enzo Amore probably does not seem like, she's aiming high. But hey, people who doing something wrong ain't exactly doing it, thinking this through. That being said, celebrities and people who have money can be targeted for things, and false accusations have happened in the past. I'm just saying, as I say in a lot of these, when these things come out, relax. Let's not be immediate to rush to judge. Now, should Enzo have been fired? Yes. Why should Enzo have been fired? Because he's a dumbass. Okay. A few things here. One, the WWE did not know that this was going on, right? You know when they found out about it, Keish? Doing press for Raw 25. Because this is what happens. When you're a high-profile company or any kind of individual or something, you have something big going on. People dig and look for every possible story they can find. Well, this lady's story comes up because it's probably like a local story or something that got reported that people didn't know about, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Reporters find a story, they start digging into it. They call the police department and find out there's an active investigation. Now, this young lady has been advised to do some things like not talk out in public by the police, but that's neither here nor there. So they then come to the WWE and like, hey, what is this? Right. They're like, we don't know. Then they go ask Enzo. Enzo like, yeah, there's some shit going on. It's been 4 months, you dumbass. So it's a 4-month-old investigation. Your employers probably could have got this worked out by now if you didn't do anything. But that's neither here nor there. But as a publicly traded company, and that's marketing itself as family friendly, a place that's pushing a women's revolution and a women's Royal Rumble, maybe, and about to push was trying to push a storyline with you and another woman, probably cannot have you accused of rape on TV. So
not to mention, sir, that you hold a WWE title. You hold a title. You have a belt around your waist. So you're already thrown at the forefront of everything any fucking way. No, you're not Universal Champion or WWE Champion or Intercontinental Champion, but you are a champion. You hold a title. So why? And not to mention, you've been holding this title for quite a while. you lost it and you gained it back and all that, fine, whatever the fuck. But at the same time, you're a champion. The WWE can't have their champions running around here representing the company, out here in front of the kids, out here in front of all these women. Because, again, as you have already pointed out, Keith, you're in a storyline with a woman. The same company is pushing this woman's revolution. They are trying to groundbreak things with women that they've never done before. Do you really fucking think that at any point in time you should have just said something? You should have said something. Not only that, but the fact that you're in this situation in the first damn place is already a no. Okay? Like, that's already a no. You should have been fired from the start any fucking way. But that's probably why he didn't say anything. Now it's worse. Now it's even worse because now you just look guilty. You look guilty. Not only do you look guilty, but then you just pull a really severely dumbass move by not even mentioning this shit. You had to have known from day one that they were going to find out about this. We're not talking about you smoking weed on the back of a bus here, okay? Even though that is also something that is considered major, this is worse. This is way worse. This is 10 times worse. And the fact that and it's crazy because one of my friends came to me about it, and they're like, oh, was he convicted? That doesn't fucking matter. It's an allegation. And at the same time, when you're accused of sexual assault, like, that's it, like, right there. Off top, it's already that serious. It's never, there's no gray area in this. You know what I'm saying? So, they're not going to give you leeway because there's no conviction behind it and blah, 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 blah. We're not doing that. So,
yeah. Also, with that being said, for all you legal scholars who start guilty until proven innocent me and stuff like that, do y'all know that's not how companies work, right? Like, that's not real world.
Exactly. So, no, they don't do that.
Here's the thing. If these charges are ultimately dropped against Enzo, and because it's an ongoing investigation, so it's 4 months later, the police haven't given up on this case. So I want you to take that with a grain of salt too, right? While y'all sit here trying to show me tweets talking about disprove his innocence. Let the investigation play itself out. If he is innocent, this is messed up. He's still fired, but he might be able to come back later. Or he ain't going to come back immediately. He might come back later. Because the thing is, the guy needs to learn some stuff. And he already had heat in the locker room. He already did get along with people. Like, this was just the last straw for a dude who, they felt like had talent, but just didn't know what to do with. And it just kind of, it landed the way it did. So, hey, we'll see how it plays out. I'm just saying, be easy, take your time, let things happen, but don't rush to be like I got an opinion. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about, because you might be wrong. Okay. Right. Like I said, this and for those of you who go tweet me or email me, if you say something stupid, I will come for you. I will embarrass you, and I will retweet it in front of the world. Because here's the thing: some of y'all got elicited deficit syndrome. So, because I'm pretty sure, Keisha, I'm about to get a tweet that say, "Oh, so you try to say Enzo guilty?"
Right.
If you ain't got fucking cobwebs in your ears, you'd understand what I'm saying right now is I'm not trying to proclaim guilt or innocence for anybody. I'm telling you to sit down, relax, and not try to rush to judgment one way, left or right. That's it. End of discussion.
Right.
Nobody needs to be out there right now trying to figure out what, or put your cape on for somebody. You know what I mean? Because
Look,
some of y'all sound real suspect when y'all start talking about this
Yeah.
rape stuff.
And you know what's crazy is they're not talking about it as far as the situation of the allegation and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people are talking about it in terms of his job. Well, is he just being accused why he gets fired? Are you serious? Like, no, you can't. Do you not understand how big the WWE is? Who they cater to? Like their audiences? What kind of image they've built for themselves? Like, period. Like, the end. Like, you can't possibly sit here and tell me that if your job, if you were accused of this same, if you were in the same situation, that you would get fired from your job. Like, let's not even be, because companies take these things very seriously, and especially in your position like Enzo was, where pretty much you're considered a top priority, because you, with I'm going to speak from WWE terms, you are a champion. You are a top priority because you hold a belt. So they have to build storylines around you. They have to build this. They have to build you up. They got to make sure that you getting paid. He had merch, like his merch checks. They were not small. So you're out here selling. You out here in front of the kids. You out here in front of these women. You out here in front of this crowd. You on TV. You out here, doing appearances and all this other kind of stuff. You mean to tell me that I'm going to overlook this? No one's going to overlook some shit like this. It's not going to happen just because of who the fuck you. That's not going to work, especially in this company. Oh, no. No. We don't do that. And then you never said anything? This is going on for 4 months and you said nothing. You sat there knowing this was going on, thinking that they were going to find out. Come on, man. You know they was going to come to your employer like, hey, excuse me. Did y'all know about that? Like, now you looking extra dumb. To me, in personal opinion, you look extra guilty. Because you ain't even mention it. You're like, oh, this is going to blow over. This is not going to blow over, sir. That doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't work like that. You can't hide something like this. Now, come on, man. Be real. You watch TMZ all the time. You know what I'm saying? You watching TV. You know stars. Your fellow coworkers are on TMZ, Today Show, Jimmy Fallon, whatever the hell. If something happen, they gonna put it out there like that. ESPN is reporting it like a motherfucker. So you can't sit there and tell me that this wasn't going to happen to you. Don't do that. Don't act like you were going to be the exception. No, you weren't going to be the exception in this situation. It wasn't going to be like that, especially with something this severe. This is way worse than you failing the wellness policy or you violating the wellness policy or some shit like that. Way worse. You know what I'm saying? You just seen what happened to Rich Swann. Not even, what was it, like a month ago?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't think to speak? You didn't think to say something then?
We'll address,
on, man.
We'll address Rich Swann also, because that charges were dropped, and some of y'all a little quick to be happy about that too, and quick to say something stupid.
No.
Let me go ahead.
Keith, you don't even want to go there with me. You don't even want to go there with me.
So,
and anybody that knows me knows I was advocating for Rich Swann's wrestling career like a motherfucker. So trust, believe. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, as a woman, and as a person with some sense, I'm gonna tell you straight up, off top, I will turn on you in a quickness when you do some shit like that. Oh no, there is no coming back for me. I'm done with you. Like, that's it. That is it. So let's not even. Because there's a whole bunch of arguments folks love to come to me with, Keith. I'm telling you, I have wrestling friends, there's frat brothers and stuff, and they love to come to me with the arguments about why this person need to be recognized. No, he should have kept his job and blah, blah. Don't come at me with that. Because I'm going to tell you straight to your face, no. No, that's not the case. And no, they should, because they're a shitty person, and they deserved everything they got. So that's the end of it, be all for me. But I'm going to get off my soapbox, because if I don't, man, I'm telling you, it'd be a whole another 20 minutes before we start talking about something else.
No,
I'm not even going to get started tonight. Not tonight.
Right. So we are here now to happier things. Raw 25. Keish, this would have been a good time to have a 3-hour special, but you can't have a 3-hour special. The show's already 3 hours. It was located in 2 different places. We broadcasted live from the Manhattan Center and from Barclays. Keish, I heard people at the Manhattan Center were pissed the fuck off, and I would have been too. They didn't get a lot of show. They paid to kind of have a few people make an appearance at their venue.
Yeah.
And they got to watch the rest of Raw on TV.
Right.
Do you know how much tickets was to that Manhattan Center, Keish?
Too much. Way too much.
There were people who paid upwards of $800, Keish.
No, that's just foolish. I'm sorry. Like, I love wrestling. I love Raw and all that. I refuse. No.
I'm just saying.
I would have been watching it at home like I did.
People, you see the videos, things going around of like JR and Jerry falling asleep.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They had shit to do, Keish. I done fell asleep at work. Hey man, when ain't nothing to do, ain't nothing to do. When you said that security desk, there ain't nobody coming in there. It's 3:00 in the morning. Shit can happen. So I'm just gonna say this. They probably could have executed that better, right?
Keith, I'm gonna give an overall opinion of like the whole Raw in general. It was trash. I'm not saying it was like dumpster juice. All I'm saying is it was that kitchen trash that you didn't take out for a couple of days, and it's kind of overflowing a little bit. Yeah, it was that kind of trash. Like, I'm sorry. I really want to give it more than that, but I can't. Like, it was not that spectacular to me. To me, it just didn't feel that special. You know what I'm saying? It was really generic as hell. I was like, man, they could have did way for the Raw 25th anniversary. Like, they could have done way better than that. Like, I feel like they didn't pull out the bells and whistles like they should have. It could have been way more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? There were some segments that could have been longer. There were some things that could have been different. You know what I'm saying? I think though, there's a couple of things that I thought they did greatly, but other than that, it was horrible. Like, I wasn't impressed. Like, I really honestly can tell you, I was not impressed. I was very disappointed. I was just kind of like, wow, you know? And I was so anticipating watching this, you know what I'm saying? That's what made it so bad, because the 2-venue thing was already just kind of like, I get why they did it, but it still was just like, nah. You know, you should have just did it in one place and been done with it. But, of course, you're not going to do it just at the Manhattan Center, because the Manhattan Center, as you know, wasn't big enough for the venue that they needed for this. But, of course, that's where Raw started. Well, yeah, that was 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's understandable that y'all wanted to, like, showcase where it started and get it in and all that kind of stuff, and I can understand that part of it. But running it from 2 venues, I think that was a flaw, like a major flaw in itself, and that's what made it, to me, that much more worse than it could have been. Like, it just was, I don't know, like, I really wasn't impressed. I was just kind of like, wow, this is what y'all do for 25 years? I hate to see it in 10. You know, it's like, I don't know what to say. It's just kind of like, wow, like, what, really? Like, what are you? I don't know. So, but I digress. We're going to get into it because, I mean, I have some good moments from it. I give it that. I have some good moments from it. But other than that, no, I just can't give it too much.
Yeah, here's the thing. They dropped the ball. I don't think they did a lot with the legends. They had a lot of people show up. Didn't do a lot of work with them. Shout out to McMahon Family. Opened up the show. Solid opening. Stone Cold, they did the thing. I'll go through some of the matches. Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Mickie James and Asuka defeat Nia Jax, Alicia Fox, and Absolution. After the match, Asuka makes a statement because she threw all them heifers out, saying, look, y'all don't want it with me.
Right.
Undertaker makes his presence felt at the Manhattan Center, and we don't know if he's fully retired now. Highlight of the show. The Miz regained his Intercontinental Championship by beating Roman Reigns. Biggest pop of the evening. People root for the Miz, and I understandably so. Also, word on the street, big push going towards WrestleMania with Miz. So they say. They say he's supposed to have a big. But then I saw rumors that maybe they're gonna have a match with him and Braun Strowman. And I'm like, no, you fuckers. You stupid fuckers. Don't you do it. You know why they want to do that, right? Because they want to put the Roman Reigns in the main event against Brock Lesnar. Which, Keish, if they do that, I will rip them a new asshole for the next 3 months. Here's the thing.
Right.
Your main event for WrestleMania is Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. 101. No triple threat. That's your main event. Figure out how to get there. Or, Samoa Joe's hurt, so I don't want to put Samoa Joe and Brock, because that shit is a WrestleMania main event, Keish. I think they proved how good they were together, how good of a match it could be. Anyway, I digress. Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan were on the Peep show. The Bar showed up. Jason Jordan was being an asshole. He's doing good as the asshole. Here's what I think with that. I thought they lost a lot of momentum, Keish. I thought that they had, after the curb stop, they was the hottest thing going, and I think this just took some steam out of it, because Rollins wasn't putting the curb stop over. They didn't have him talking about that. They had Jordan just being a dick, and then the Bar came out. So now we back to that again, where Keisha, if they'd have asked Seth, hey man, you put that curb stop on Finn, what was up with that? Then he would have been like, man, dude had it coming. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, look, let the rest of y'all know I'm stopping motherfuckers out. Like, now we got something. Right?
Right.
And then Jason Jordan chimed in like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They could be heels and be assholes. And they could be on a run. But now we back to like, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. So there's that. They just pissed on Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. Keish, here's the thing. If you revive a character and he's the woken character,
you're right.
He probably shouldn't lose right away, even to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Right.
And he probably shouldn't lose on Raw. Maybe what you might want to do is have a match where it doesn't end the way it should. Like, just have a crazy-ass finish where it just ends in chaos. And there's a double disqualification. You know why you're going to have a double disqualification, Keish? Because you're going to have the next match. You know what's going to happen? Somebody's going to get disqualified. That way, when you have the big match that happens at a pay-per-view, what you're going to do is you're going to make it no DQ. Because then these two crazily insane people who are cutting all these promos can have something to fight for. Just a thought. Just a thought building this thing up. But no, they just pissed all over it. But if you rewind and you go back into the Ring Time archives, matter of fact, you ain't have to really dig that deep. Go to the episode titled "Woken Matt Hardy." What did I tell y'all? They were gonna fuck this up. I know y'all was excited, but you can't trust the WWF with stuff like this. Vince didn't create that character. Vince not good with characters he didn't create. And he hasn't managed Bray Wyatt that well. Keith Bray has been the hottest thing on TV for a while. He has been the guy that they could have built around for a long time. But neither here nor there, they can't figure out what to do with Bray Wyatt. So, I don't know. That guy he's only had like one title run. It was short-lived. And, you know, they just couldn't figure it out. Now, there are some positives. There were 2 segments with Elias that worked out pretty well. First one, we saw the Raw return of Chris Jericho. Fresh off of Wrestle Kingdom. It was good to see Jericho in the building. And to see Jericho do a segment. He plays the guitar and he puts Elias on the list. I thought that was good money. Not everything has to be in the ring. Not everything has to be a fight. You can have funny. And like I said, Elias being a part of 2 major segments, I think did a lot for him.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Because Cena shows up. He didn't want to walk with Elias. And he got walked out with that guitar on the back of his neck.
Right.
So, hey, man, I thought that was a good look. Now, the thing is, the next time they have a match, Elias has to win. I just want y'all to know.
Right.
He has to win. But then we're off and running. There could be a bright future with that kid.
Just so y'all know, I walk with Elias. Okay, I walk with Elias every day, all day, no question. Thank you and good night. Okay, like just putting it out there. I just want to put it out there. I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I walk with Elias. I don't know about you, Keith, but I walk with Elias. Okay. I know what I'm telling you. I feel that's my dude right there. Nope.
I only walk with Jesus. And
oh, here we go. Off our show for the evening. Good night. Like, I'm not doing it. I ain't dealing with you. I swear I'm not. My brother, ladies and gentlemen. I love him to death, but he's crazy.
Just gotta, you know.
Just had to put it out there, huh?
Just had to put it out there.
Just had to put it out there.
So, during the APA card segment, that kept expanding and growing. Right. To a fight with Titus Worldwide and Heath Slater and Rhyno, which ends up in chaos as the Dudleyz show up. And then they put Heath Slater through a table and Rhyno celebrates. I don't know. It just the match went crazy.
You know what? This is what I said during that segment, right? All right. First of all, Titus Worldwide all the way. Okay. But enough of that. Secondly, when the Dudleys came out, the one thing I said during that entire segment from beginning to end, I said, I don't want the Dudleys coming out here unless they finna 3D somebody through a table. I don't, Keith. I was like, this is waste. This is a waste if they don't 3D somebody through a table. If you do not 3D anybody through a table, take them, put them back in the back where they came from, and just kill the segment, because I don't even want to see it. Like, I really honestly was just like, no, I'm sorry. Maybe it was the Attitude Era kid in me. Maybe it's just me being a fan of the Dudleys and knowing who the Dudleys were and what all of that. Yeah. No. do not bring them out here unless they finna 3D somebody through a table. Like, I seriously, honestly didn't care for nothing else. I was like, I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? I know it ain't gonna be a woman, because they don't do that no more. But I just wanted to see somebody get 3D through a table. Come on, man. Like, the whole what's up and all that, yeah, that's cool and that's fine and that's dandy and all that, and yeah, and you know, everybody got hype. Mm-hmm. I did not care for the segment if there wasn't somebody getting 3D through a table.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny because, like, I'm pretty sure I should have put it up on Facebook too, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with me. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, I was sitting there watching it, and I said, I don't even care unless they get somebody get 3D through a table. Like, I love the Dudleys. The Dudleys are easily one of my favorite tag teams. Easily. Okay? But when I tell you I used to be with the crowd when they hit 3Ds, what? So, to not see somebody go through a table on the Raw 25th anniversary, nah, that segment would have been a bust. That was one of the moments during the whole show where I was like, they did something right. Other than the Miz winning the Intercontinental title and then celebrating at the Manhattan Center, I felt like that was one of the other segments during that show where they did something right. I was like, all right. Well,
that was the thing, too. They should have had more people who showed up at both venues, right?
Right, exactly.
Because here's the thing. I think that would have gave the Manhattan Center crowd a little bit better feel. Also, Jim Cornette brought this up. How come they didn't have a fight that started at one place and finished at another?
Do you know how awesome that would have been? I mean, for real?
Like,
that would have been greatness.
You take it, you start the fight. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy would have been good for this. You start the fight at the Manhattan Center. And the shit runs out and it spills out. Somebody runs, jumps in a car or whatever, and then you see the other guy. He gets a car, like, hey, he get an Uber or something. Follow that car. And then the guy think he got to wait to Barclays. He at Barclays and like, oh shit. Then the dude bum rush him at Barclays and hit him in the back of the head, and then they fight all the way down to the ring. And then the match ends in the ring. Like y'all got enough money, y'all can make that happen, right?
Right.
Y'all can edit, y'all can do all the stuff y'all need to do to make it look good. I don't know, Keish. I just, it seemed like they tried to do too much and did not enough. But Braun Strowman stands tall at the end. He put Brock through a table. Kane showed up, but he ended up lost in the shuffle somehow. Which scares me. I don't think Brock is going to win that match. But I'll give you my Braun Strowman scenario at Royal Rumble. I'm sorry, I don't think Braun's going to win. I think Brock's going to win. But I'll give you the scenario of how it all will break down and how that will play into the Royal Rumble match later on in the show. We are going to break. We'll come back with the news. During the news segment, we will play an official announcement that happened earlier this week from one and only Vince McMahon. So,
right.
You know, why would I tell y'all what happened when I could just play Vince's voice? Sounds like that works a little bit better. So, right now what we're going to do, we are going to do the break. I'm pretty sure there's a promo that I have ready. And with that, we're on break and we'll be back.
When I was a kid, I was the one you avoided on the playground. I never did play well with others. And when I got my report card from school, it always said, disruptive in class. But that's gonna serve me well. I'm one of the 30 competitors in the Royal Rumble match. The way I see it, anybody can win. The person who's gonna win this match isn't gonna care about friendships or alliances or any of that do the right thing crap. The person who wins this match isn't gonna give a damn about their own physical well-being. As long as the end Justifies the means, right? So don't count me out. Count me in. As far as tonight goes, 2 of my opponents in the Royal Rumble are my partners tonight, and we got one big thing in common. We detest the authority. Nobody tells me what to do. I just go out there and do it.
All right, we are back. Keish, have you seen the Henny fried chicken and the Henny tacos and these videos that's going around?
Let me tell you something about these Henny videos, okay? Because I've been watching this dude's videos for like about 6 months now. Like, they're that old, okay? This is, first of all, I know plenty of people that love Hennessy, okay? I don't knock Hennessy. I ain't got nothing against it. I don't drink it personally, but I ain't got nothing against it, all right? One of my closest friends downs bottles of that stuff, okay? This is disgusting. I'm a need for him not to be spilling Hennessy all over his food and eating it. Like, that just looks like a consumption or like the worst stomach ache ever, first of all. Secondly, I know that can't smell good. Like, you can't possibly tell me you pouring Hennessy all over your tacos and that just smells so wonderful, like you have to eat it. That looks disgusting. Like it looks disgusting and it looks like it tastes disgusting. So, no, I'm going to need that not to happen. Now, when he poured that into that chicken that was frying, I was like, why is this not popping him in the face? Like, for real. Like, because you know how water droplets get in hot grease and it just it explodes? Like, that's what I was looking to happen. I was like, what is this? Like, are you really frying your chicken in Hennessy? Don't do that. Stop lying to me, okay? I don't care what nobody says. This is foolishness at its best. Y'all can be out here like him if you want to. You're going to end up burning your house down and eating disgusting chicken on top of that. That can't taste good. There could be nothing that tastes good about any of the food he makes. Like, nothing. Like, it all looks disgusting. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? I'm a fan of some alcohol-infused foods, cakes, you know what I'm saying, cookies, something that's made with it but not, like, drowning in it. That ain't it. These videos are horrible. Like, I can't. I have nothing against Hennessy. I don't. And for anybody that thinks that I do, it's not me telling you don't drink Hennessy. That ain't even the case. Don't pour it on your food. That's all I'm saying. That's a waste of Hennessy. Are you serious? That is a waste of alcohol, and that alcohol ain't cheap. Like, I'm gonna need for him to get his life together. Like, for real. I don't know what he going through, but somebody needs to sit him down for an intervention and let him know this is not how you do food. Like, you're ruining good food and good alcohol at the same time. What is wrong with you? No.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't date somebody like that. Our relationship would be over quick. Like, I'm sorry. I just been like, nah. If Lance even thought about trying that, I'd be like, sir, this is over. Like, I can't do this. No. Because I can't let you be out here wasting money like that. Like, and food and alcohol. What? No, you doing too much. Are you for real? Mm-mm-mm. Like, I was like, yeah, he's single. Because ain't no way some female went around here letting him do all of that and is actually, like, advocating this. This is not happening. I don't care what nobody says. Nope. Not even finna. I'm not even sugarcoating it. Told you, stop getting me on my soapbox now.
All right.
Trying to stay off that thing tonight.
Well, let's go to birthdays. Because birthdays will be fun and interesting this week. Yesterday, 2 days ago, because we start from Thursday, because today is Saturday. That's when we'll be coming down. Hockey Talk Man celebrated a birthday. What Mr. Wayne Ferris turned 65. So that's always good to hear people celebrate their birthday. Michelle McCool turned 38. You're not enough for me. Oh, Oh, sorry. That's my jam. I'm surprised her and Layla didn't come out like when they did the little women's segment on the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that women's segment. I'm gonna wait to the end of the news because it's something I wanted to point out.
Okay.
That I didn't bring up, but I'm gonna wait to the end of the news for that.
Because if they would have did the late cool thing, because the interest to me is best when it's both of them. It's late cool.
Yeah, it really is.
But yesterday, it's 26, Friday, Road Warrior Hawk celebrated a birthday. Hawk turned 61. Taylor Wilde turned 32. Wow, people get old. Sasha Banks is 26, Keish. And that's it for birthdays. There's nothing today. Tomorrow, the 28th, Royal Rumble. Sheamus is going to turn 40 during the Royal Rumble.
What? He's 40?
Yeah. Yeah, Sheamus is 40, fella.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I have to honestly say that is news to me. I was not aware.
But if you think about it, Sheamus been around quite a while. So that,
yeah, he has.
So,
it seems legit.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. That seems legit. Sounds about right. So let's go to the news. Rich Swann got his charges dropped, Keish. And
okay.
When I say he got charges dropped, understand this. They weren't dropped because there was like this overwhelming evidence that he didn't do it. They just, like a lot of times in domestic violence cases, they dropped the charges because she probably wasn't willing to testify, and they probably didn't have they couldn't really. I mean, it's a hard case to make once you lose the witness,
right?
Because we got, man, look, that media ain't a piece of shit, and I know people were ready to stand by him and be there for him and all that. Like, man, fuck that dude.
Right, and that's why I said, okay. that was the whole point of my response. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he got his charges dropped? Okay. But that's how I knew, because in those cases, you're right, Keith. It's usually the person, the victim, be like, you know what, I don't want to press charges, this, that, and the third. They drop the charges, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, some cases, depending on how severe it is, the state or the city or whoever, they'll jump in and be like, well, you might not be pressing charges, but we are. And I guess in this case, that just wasn't the case. They was like, you know what? She ain't willing to testify. We really don't have a case at this point. Bye. No, he's still a piece of shit, and he got everything he deserved. I don't feel sorry for him. Keep your hands to yourself. Get your life together. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's it. That's it for me.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I never liked him in the first place, but that's
no. And you know what? And I can respect that. I did. So, me and Keith and anybody that has listened to the show can go back and listen to me like advocating and cheering and, rooting for Rich Swann, especially when he won the Cruiserweight title, man. I was like, oh, man, yeah, and now, nope. I'm telling y'all people right now, it is that fast. It can happen that fast for me not to be a fan of yours. I do not care. I have no sympathy. I don't give a damn. Nope. And there is nothing that'll make me go back. I don't care. At that point, it's like, okay, yeah, bye. I'm done with you. So,
to quote the
it is what it is.
Keith Senior, fuck you. You got some friends. Fuck them too.
Right.
So, let's go into one other thing. Bobby Lashley leaving TNA. He is leaving early. Apparently, he was supposed to be on the deal till May, but he requested an early release because he felt like he might be getting some good offers from either the WWE or New Japan.
Right.
no word exactly on what his next step will be. For what I've heard, that his contract does run through February 1st, so he wouldn't be at Royal Rumble, but who knows? That may change. Because early release could be early release. Keish, if Bobby Lashley comes to WWE or WWE, I feel like it only makes sense. Now, just like I said, Braun versus Brock at WrestleMania. If you were to book Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, I could see how that could sell tickets.
Yeah, true.
Right?
This is true.
Because what you have is this. You have a guy who is physically opposing. And when he stands next to Brock Lesnar, you like, all right, this like some shit could happen. You have a dude who has a legit MMA record and has won quite a few matches. Now, it ain't been UFC level. It's been down in the lower league, but he's still been winning. And he's won enough. Matter of fact, I can give you Bobby's. Now, this means, though, if he goes to WWE, MMA is on hold.
Right.
Like, just understand that. MMA is on hold for a while. But, yeah, I mean, he has a 15-1 record. Mostly in Bellator. I think it was in Strikeforce for a while. But 15-1, Keish. I could sell that. Weighing about 255. Yeah, I could sell that guy. Now he's done fought like a Global Warrior Challenge, Extreme Fight Night. But he does have some wins in Strikeforce. His only losses to Chad Riggs in the TKO in Strikeforce. Damn, that was in 10 seconds. He got knocked the fuck out. But, hey man, this dude beat Bob Sapp. By submission. Shit. Okay.
Right.
Now, it was back in 2009, but I'm just saying. Like Lashley, he has a legit MMA resume, is my point. I'd sell all that. Legit MMA resume, former wrestling national champion. He just doesn't have the WWE accolades, but this guy could be sold as a legitimate fighter against Brock. And then they could set it like they're going to do an MMA style fight. Like this could go big. And I think they can make it work. But, we'll see. If he goes to New Japan, I think he probably has a better chance of pushing to New Japan. I don't think they've had a big star, a black star in a while in New Japan since like MVP, and I think he could really make some headway. Plus that physical appearance, man, I think would work into that physical style that they do over there. I think he could fit in, but we'll see. Just something to think about. But yeah, Lashley. Go with TNA. Also, Keish, we haven't got to Royal Rumble yet, but odds him at EC3 being in the Royal Rumble?
Man, if it happens, Keith, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to tell you right now. If it happens, I'm going to lose my shit. I hope it does. And from what I read, he owns rights to his name. So he will be EC3. Like, man, what? Keith, if it happens, I'm telling you, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to be all on Twitter, Facebook, and everything else. I'm going to do a reaction video. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be one of them people in the reaction videos on YouTube. I ain't playing. Like, I am not. No. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about doing a whole reaction video for the Royal Rumble anyway. To go on YouTube Live and just be done with it. But that's up for debate. As of right now, though, I'm telling you, I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm so for it. But see, that's the thing with people when they bring over, folks. I just don't want WWE to, take him on and then just make him shit. I don't have time for that. Don't push him to the side and make him look like nothing. I don't want that. I hate that. I get scared for wrestlers when it comes to WWE from other companies because it's like I really honestly get afraid of what they're going to do with them. You know what I'm saying? If they're not on a certain caliber or if they don't have a certain statute to their name like others. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man, but I hope it happens. I ain't gonna lie. I hope it does. I hope he debuts at number 3 like AJ Styles did. Just because his name is EC3. Like, I want that to happen. I do. Of course, he ain't gonna have the same music, but because his music is awesome. But I hope it emulates it somehow. Like, I want that, Keith. I do. I want that. But of course, we'll know until Sunday comes. We'll see. But I do. I want that so bad. Oh my God, you just don't understand. It's let me calm down. But that's how I feel about it. That's just me.
So, with that being said, let's go on to the other part of the news and the really big announcement this week. I'm going to turn it over to Vince McMahon.
We'll kick off in 2020, and quite frankly, we're going to give the game of football back to fans. I'm sure everyone has a lot of questions for me, but I also have a lot of questions for you. In fact, we're going to ask a lot of questions and listen to players, coaches. We're going to listen to medical experts, technology executives, members of the media, and anyone else who understands and loves the game of football. But most importantly, we're going to be listening to fans. So I would ask that, the question of what would you do if you could reimagine the game of professional football? Would you, for instance, eliminate halftime? Would you have fewer commercial breaks? Would the game of football be faster? Would the rules be simpler? The new XFL will be fan-centric with all the things you like to see and less of the things you don't. And no doubt, a lot of innovations along the way. We will present a shorter, faster-paced, family-friendly, and easier-to-understand game. Don't get me wrong, it's still football, but it's professional football reimagined. Since we're launching in 2020, we have 2 years, which is plenty of time to really get it right. We intend to start conservatively with 8 teams, 40-man rosters, a 10-game regular season, and postseason.
All right. So, first of all, the XFL is back. Keish.
Yeah.
Any initial thoughts before I go?
Okay.
Right now?
So, I was just having this conversation with my boyfriend earlier, and this is what I said about all of this, right? Luckily, they're not going to start this for 2 years, okay? So, it's not going to get jump started until 2020, because what I was talking to him about it was, what I was saying is, I'm going to tell you exactly how I said it, the way I said it. They got to get together teams. But, with NFL, with football leagues, Keith, as well as I do, as anybody else that watches football or pay attention to the sports, it's not just players and coaches. You know what I'm saying? So, and then this is not something that's brand new. The XFL has happened before. So I think, honestly, in my mind, I'm really wondering, who's going to really jump on board with this time, considering what happened the last time. I think that it would be a good thing in the sense of this is that I got a little in depth with it, and the way I see it is there's some bad to this. Of course there's some flaws to this, but I think about what happened when the XFL happened the first time with as far as the players and coaches go. I think it's a great look for them, considering that, you know, you have players out here, undrafted, free agencies, practice squads, CFL. You know, they wanted to play in the NFL, didn't quite make it, didn't get into positions that they wanted to. This is they don't play arena football or anything like that. This is a great opportunity for them, you know, to actually get out there and showcase what they have. Because you remember when the XFL happened, some of them players went on to play in the NFL.
Actually,
and,
90 players went on to play in the NFL.
Right, exactly.
Tommy Maddox, the XFL MVP, the quarterback in the from the championship team, went on to be NFL Comeback Player of the Year and lead the Pittsburgh Steelers to a playoff victory. Right.
See what I'm saying? So I feel like in that aspect, it's a wonderful opportunity for, you know, for this to happen all over again. Not only that, but I mean, I actually enjoyed the XFL when it was a league, when it was a league the first time, when it was a thing the first time. And I know a lot of people that are actually thoroughly excited about this. So they're going to have the fan base. They're going to have the fan base. Like, I really am excited for it as a whole, but I know that it has its flaws. You know what I'm saying? Because I think about the failures that happened the first time. If any of you really want to know, if you're not familiar with the XFL originally, watch the 30 for 30 that covered it. Trust and believe, it'll give you the whole story. Some holes, but it give you pretty much the whole story of what happened and everything. But it also give you the backstory of, it'll give you the backstory of how it started and everything, and then what happened after the fact. But I'm not going to talk about it as if it's just going to be a failure. I refuse to do that because, you know, this time around it just might work. You know what I'm saying? But I think that with the revamp of it, the things that happened before, I don't think will happen again if it's done correctly. So that's my take on it at this point. I'm actually giving it a clean slate. I mean, of course, they still have, it's going to be another 2 years before it even launches, before they even play the first game and whatnot. So it's not like it's going to start in the fall and, and, you know, it's just being thrown together. So I really am there. And then, of course, an announcement for anybody that didn't see it or didn't see the entire announcement, like the way Vince is talking is it's going to be fan-based. Like, it's really going to be for the, you know, it's going to be kind of, but what it sounds like to me is going to be kind of like ran like kind of WWE is in a sense, where it's going to be perceived to be for the WWE universe, like it's going to be for the fans, you know, ran by the fans, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I get that part, but I don't know. Like, I'm really apprehensive about some things about it, but at the same time, I'm very excited that this is actually happening. When I heard the rumors originally, I was like, oh man, if they do that for real, like, I'm gonna watch. Like, I already know off top, I'm watching. Like, it's not even a question. But I just really want to see how this next 2 years is going to go for it, as far as developing it, getting it together, getting the teams together, you know, because anybody that knows sports knows it's not just the players and the coaches, it's a whole organization. So I really want to know, like, what cities they're going to be in, like, what's going to be their names, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm going to be paying very close attention to all of this as it develops and as it goes on. And in 2 years, I'm definitely going to be watching I'm gonna be sitting in front row seats during the first game. I'm definitely going to keep track of all of it. Like I'm excited about it. I can honestly tell you, and it's not just me being a wrestling fan, it's me being a person that remembers the XFL, the original XFL, and is like really excited about seeing this again. So I know that it might not be, but see, that's the thing that I have to question. I know it's not going to be just like that, but like how much of it is going to mirror what it was before? Like how is it, I really question a lot of it. Because considering the WWF at the time, was in the middle of the Attitude Era when the XFL originally happened. So now we're talking about a whole nother different, we're in a whole different headspace. We're in a whole nother different era when it comes to wrestling. We're in a WWE right now with the PG thing and all that kind of stuff. Like, what is this really going to be like in 2 years? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of one of the number one questions that I have at this point. Will it, because, the XFL was kind of, originally was mirroring off of what wrestling was at the time, and wrestling at the time was very extreme.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really wonder, like, how is this football league going to be when it starts in 2 years?
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is how this is going to roll. It's going to be similar to like last time. Well, like it's going to mirror the WWE product, which, by the most part, is a family-friendly environment nowadays. I expect more from the XFL. Can it succeed? Yes. I've written an article basically detailing how it can succeed. Right? So now I'm going to give you the points of where we are now. Based on Vince's announcement. One, they're going to operate as a totally separate entity. He taking this $100 million, put it off to the side. This is because basically he ran the XFL through the WWE last time. He's going to put it off to the side and do it as his own thing. 8 teams, no individual owners. He's running the whole thing. That keeps salaries under control, right?
Right.
Most of the leagues that tried to compete against the NFL, they died out because people start spending too much money and salaries got out of control. That was one of the things that happened, right? So that, I mean, that's either here or there. He said some things that sound a little slightly disturbing. This is definitely going to be an all lives matter league. This is definitely going to be a league where Vince did, but to be fair, Vince don't want no politics in his league, right? Like, he don't want no. They was like, well, President Trump, nope. That motherfucker ain't coming nowhere near this league either. Just like they ain't kneeling, he don't want no controversy, right? Because controversy fucks up the money.
Right.
This is what he wants. He wants players with clean criminal records. Johnny Manziel had tweeted out like, yeah, Manziel XFL 2020. Darren Ravel was like, nah, bruh. He said Johnny Manziel ain't gonna make it.
Right.
Nah, Johnny Manziel like, I can't make it to the XFL. Nah, bruh. Nobody wants you even there. So, just understand. They asked him about Tim Tebow. He said, man, if Tebow can play and Tebow can make it. They asked about Kaepernick. He was like, I mean, I don't know, man. He kind of dodged that one. Here's the thing.
Right.
It's in 2 years. So, anybody you thinking about, you can't even put them on the idea because I don't know what they're going to look like in 2 years. The 2 year time frame is very good. That gives them time to ramp up and really get this thing going. Mind you, they got this thing going last time in a few months. like I said, ultimately, can it be successful? Of course. One of the major reasons is they have more distribution platforms. What killed the XFL last time is that NBC backed out of the deal after the first year. They was like, man, we can't do this. Really, this is what NBC wanted. NBC kind of played them. They just wanted to use them as a test case to try to get the NFL back, because they had lost the NFL for a little while. Now, two things. One, NBC probably will be back as a television partner potentially, because they have $180 million invested in WWE every year, so they might want to use some of that for some more content. Second, it might not even be fucking NBC, because in 2019, the TV deal runs out, right? So with the TV deal out, and you got a new TV deal, that is bait for your television partner. So ESPN may come back into the fold. Like, they've been working this partnership with ESPN for the last couple of years, where they've covered the WWE a little bit more. Fox may be in the mix. What's left of Fox, because Disney bought a big chunk of that, which is ESPN. So, but Fox may be in it, and Disney may be in a deal with ESPN, because when they bought Fox, the portions they bought of Fox that took Marvel and all that stuff, the Marvel properties and all that stuff, what happened was they bought the local Fox Sports affiliates. So they got these extra channels now, and they got to fill that content with something. Now, they got some stuff in place, but for the most part, they still got to think about, in media, there's two things that are needed. There's distribution and there's content, right? Right. We here at Ringtime Pro Wrestling, we have content. We have like 500 hours worth of podcasting. We have a distribution channel through Spreaker and iTunes, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, because all those avenues needed content, right? That's why they brought us on as content partners, with the other thousands and thousands of podcasts that they brought on as content partners, right?
Right.
This is what these networks have. ESPN. When I was a kid, ESPN just had ESPN. Then I remember ESPN News came. Then it was like ESPN2. Now it's like 17 ESPNs, to the point now, hell, when I was playing college football, ain't no way in hell we would have got on TV. Now, everybody on TV, Keish. Everybody. I see like Wackahatchee Junior College playing the game. Everybody on fucking TV. Because there's so many channels, they got to fill the content. That wasn't the case in 2001. So they have distribution channels. So the fans will get there. They'll be able to get ad revenue. And they have their own network. WWE Network. You always got to remember, when they rebranded to WWE, Vince sees this as an entertainment company that's driven by the wrestling, not as a wrestling company per se. That's why they make movies, right?
Right.
Which I don't understand why the movies ain't coming on the WWE Network. That would be another awesome thing they could do. But they could run the games on the WWE Network. You don't think that would bring them some more subscribers? People who don't mess with wrestling, but want to watch some football? Because, Keisha, one thing we've proven in this country, we'll watch football. Once again, you know why they have, with all these channels and all these people who have content and all these content providers, you know what never suffers? Football. You know how I know? ESPN shows Pop Warner.
They really do.
Keish, people turn on the TV to watch 9-year-olds play football on television. 9-year-olds,
not to mention
they don't even know.
Not to mention the hundreds of like high school games they show from all over the country. Like, you can turn on ESPN at some random time and watch some championship high school game from Texas.
Right. No.
Like,
high school football. Hell, there's a reality show, Friday Night Tykes, where we watch little leaguers play. Like, I'm just saying, like, people love football. So the idea that as a content source, that will work. And like I said, the media climate is way different than it was 17 years ago. Also, he has learned from the mistakes that he had the first time around. So, a lot of the missteps that they had earlier, they won't. But the XFL was innovators. Like those cameras on the field and the ones that go overhead and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff didn't exist in football till the XFL did it. He wants to have a faster game, more entertaining. Look, I'm just saying this could work. I can spend a lot of time on this, but this is all I'm going to say for right now. 1, Keith Hope for XFL Commissioner 2020. The campaign has started. I will make this league. I'm telling you, Vince got to let somebody run it. Okay, Keish. I will give up the idea of being a Raw GM to run the XFL. I think I'd be better at it. I think my life experience is probably more geared toward running a football league. Just saying. Something, just saying. The teams have yet to be determined. They haven't figured out the teams for the city. I'm going to say this, Keish. I feel like the burgeoning, growing Atlanta market would be a perfect place for an XFL franchise.
If they don't have an Atlanta team, I ain't watching.
And this is
they
what I'm
better
saying.
have an Atlanta team. That's all I'm saying.
That they have an Atlanta team. You're going to just let me run the Atlanta franchise. Because, look, I'm just saying, Keish. Out of that $100 million, I should be able to get $100,000. I'm sure. I just think there's a job for me somewhere. That's all. But I'm just saying, there's a job for me somewhere. Atlanta has this. One, it has the population. It loves football.
Right. Of course.
I would stock the team with players from Georgia, Alabama, and the surrounding team. The surrounding college teams. And I heard somebody say, like, well, how would they do that? Fool, one man owned the league.
Right.
He can do what the fuck he want to do. So
exactly.
They can make the rosters look how they want them to look. I'd make sure the Atlanta roster has a very Southeastern Conference football feel with a little bit of ACC to it. That badass option quarterback from Georgia Tech might have a home in the XFL Atlanta team, right?
Right.
I'm just saying. Then, Keish, there's a plethora of stadiums. Bobby Dodd Stadium, where Georgia Tech play. Nice facility. Keish, Georgia State has a nice field. Now that they took over Turner Field, I don't even know what it's called no more. But they can run the Georgia State field.
Man.
Yeah, but that's 35,000. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to. They don't even have to go to Mercedes-Benz and pay all that overhead. But be a nice place for a championship game, because if your league starts in January or February and you run it up through the spring, hell, you can play you a championship game in March or April, because ain't nobody using Mercedes-Benz. I'm telling you, Keisha, I just think it could work. And I'm just saying, I feel like there's a job for. I feel like there's a job for me in the XFL. Just saying. So, with that being said, 2020. So I'm gonna give my job 2 years notice, and
right.
That's it. And boom, XFL. Here we come. We can run through SmackDown a little bit, right? Because we got to preview NXT, and then we got to preview Royal Rumble, right? Or, hey, was it a lot to really talk about on SmackDown? Okay. Yeah, right. So, let's go to it. All right, let's go to TakeOver, because I like takeovers. Because when you start talking about NXT and all that stuff, I don't know. Well, here we go. Let's roll.
First match.
Yeah, all right. Let's set. I had to set the move with Takeover. All right.
Hey.
So, I don't want to go in the order that they have it on the website because they kind of put the championship matches first. But there's a lot of matches, right? We got 5 matches that we got booked. Cassius Ohno versus the Velveteen Dream. This is easy, right?
Right.
Velveteen Dream all the way. I mean, I don't know. Like the Aleister Black match was an aberration, but hey man, I couldn't book Velveteen Dream to lose, at least for the next, I don't know. It's gonna be a while. You can't.
That's my guy right there. That's my guy right there. Yeah, I love that dude. I don't care. Like, Velveteen is on it. I just watched the match he had with Johnny Gargano Wednesday night. Woo! Solid. When I tell you, that man has some skill. I'm with it. If his match with Aleister Black was already a classic, okay? But I'm telling you, the way that they book him and the way that he's not losing this match. It's not happening. It's not even by a long shot. Cassius, you cool and everything. You ain't winning this one, bro. Just throwing it out there. Just gonna get ready to accept this L and call it a day. I had to lay a little thick on it because, I am a huge fan of Velveteen Dream. I'm just saying. Just had to put it out there. I actually had to explain Velveteen Dream's his persona to someone one day. Mm-hmm. Trust me, I was like, oh no, this is easy. I got this down to a T. Like, let me break down Velveteen Dream for you real quick. Like, if any of you have any questions about Velveteen Dream, you can tweet me at really no Keish. Keisha Nicole is my name on Facebook. I am on Instagram as well. Trust and believe. You can reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? Hit me with a private message on Facebook Messenger. I'll send you my email address if you want me to. I'm just saying, we can talk about it. We can talk about it all day because I'm with it. I know. I got a little bit excited, Keith. I got a little bit excited. Let me calm down. Taking a breath. All right. Now that we done got through that match.
Okay. Yeah, this is easy. Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, Extreme Rules match.
Oh, Keith, this is possibly a match of the night. I'm just saying.
Now, this is why this pay-per-view may end up being... NXT always has a chance of having a better pay-per-view when they do it back-to-back with the main roster event. Just understand, this is in Philly. So they're honoring Philadelphia with an ECW-style match. The chance ECW will reign. You have 2 people who I think fit the mold. Aleister Black is a throwback. Adam Cole is a guy who's wrestled in this region. He understands what's going on. And he knows how to be that asshole that people will root to see get the hell beat out of him. Who wins? I'm gonna go with Aleister Black. Keish. Oh my God, that's tight. That's hard. That was hard because I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you were straight in, weren't you?
It's because I just feel like it's hard to pick against Adam Cole. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Keith. I'm not gonna lie to you. If Aleister Black took his first loss against Adam Cole in this match, I will not be mad. I will not. I feel like it would be an L that would be... I think this will be a setup to where him losing will not hurt him. I really, honestly, this is that's just how I feel. If he took an L to Adam Cole in this match, I will not be mad. I will actually understand, and I will know that it still will not hurt Aleister Black's character. It will not hurt his reputation. It's not going to do anything. He'll still get the push he deserves. He'll still get what he deserves. I'm telling you, I don't. So I'm not picking a winner for this because I can give it to both of them. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's no disqualification in this, so it's not like one of them is going to win by a DQ or a count-out. That's not going to happen. So it's all or nothing for one of them. And I'm just not picking a winner in this. What if there isn't a winner in this, Keith? Like, what if it ends in some kind of no contest or something? Like, you know, you just never know with these things.
There's a way to book that. But, yeah, right now, I am I'm going to go with Aleister, and I'm just going to leave it there. The Undisputed Era. Speaking of which, the click, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly will be taking on the Authors of Pain for the tag team titles. I am going to pick the Undisputed Era to retain their titles.
We agree.
As impressive as the Authors of Pain have looked, and they beat the Street Profits to be the number one contenders in this match. Given the Street Profits, I believe their first loss in the NXT. I think this is going to work out. I think this is probably the last hurrah for the Authors of Pain before going to the main roster. Maybe have a few other matches, but I think this is their last hurrah before they go up to the big leagues. But yeah, let's see how the Undisputed Era does. I think they're going to win this match. Andre Cien Lamas will take over Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship, Keish.
You know what? Here's the thing with this match, right? Johnny definitely deserves this title shot. Hell, if anything, he deserves the title in general. But I don't think that this is when he wins it. You know, I don't know how long. This is the thought that I had when they booked this match, right? And this is a question I'm going to ask. How long is Tommaso Ciampa still out?
I don't have the definite when he's out. But
and the reason why I asked because I feel like there might be some dirty tactics in this match. But I don't think Johnny Gargano is going to come out victorious. I don't want to give him this L, but I got this feeling, Keith. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have this feeling that this might not be his night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really have this feeling that he just might not come out victorious in this. And I really don't understand why this feeling is so strong right now. But I'm telling you, like, I don't see it happening tonight. I just don't. I don't know why, but I feel like they're going to keep this run with Cien going. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And I don't understand it. I don't. But I have a feeling that somehow Johnny Gargano is not going to win this match. I don't know why. It's strong, too. It's strong. Like, for some odd reason, it's like when I was watching him face Velveteen, I was thinking to myself, like, man, you know, Johnny wrestling is awesome. I give him that. He is incredible. I do not know why I feel the way I do, but he is not winning this match. He's not winning this match tonight. Like, it's just not going to happen. And I don't know why. Now, if he does and he becomes NXT champion, I am horribly wrong, and I will admit it next week. But I'm telling you, Keith, I feel something in me that's telling me he ain't winning this match. He's not. Like, I don't know what it is, man. But I don't know if it's dirty tactics, he going to lose clean. I really can't tell you. All I can tell you is I got a great feeling he ain't winning this match. So I'm giving it to Andreas. Like, I'm just, I feel like he's going to retain. I really do.
Here's the thing. He could retain. He shouldn't retain. It should be the time for Gargano. But what should happen ain't always what happens.
Right.
So I'm willing to concede that that's how it could go. But I'm going to go with my rooting interest and what I root for. Johnny Wrestler wins the title and then is attacked by his former partner, Ciampa, at the end of the match. That's how I think this probably is going to go. But we'll see. It'll be interesting. But, yeah, that's how I'm going to go with that one. Now, what I think may be the main event, Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's title. Keisha, your thoughts?
I'm glad you asked, Keith. I am glad you asked because you knew I had them. One, I like this matchup because of the two women that's involved. Two, I do not like this matchup because I feel like Shayna shouldn't have this title shot so soon. Like, and this is why I say that. I am an advocate for, people getting what they deserve, like, in earning things. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I've literally have watched some of the women in NXT really fight their way through, to earn their way to this place. Shayna comes walking through the door, bam, she's given a title shot. It just doesn't seem right to me. But of course, it ain't always about what's considered right. It's about what sells. Shayna's a big name, and everybody knows her name, of course. So, of course, her against Ember Moon for the title sales. I get that part. I understand it completely. It's just, like, I really feel like a lot of the women have been shorthanded. Something I was explaining to one of my friends one day is the thing with women in wrestling is when you're in a WWE especially, you only have one title. You know what I'm saying? Granted, there's 3 women's belts. There's Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, and NXT Women's Champion. If you're not holding one of those belts, that's it. Like, there is no other titles for you. So you have to claw and scrape and, like, really fight your way to be considered in the running for this belt, depending on what show you're on. And I feel like a lot of the NXT women, especially the NXT women, because you're in a different space than SmackDown and Raw. You really have to, like, really prove yourself. And I feel like, there's, women on the roster have been given title shots. They haven't been successful, but at the same time, they earned it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really have earned these places, and it's just sucks, you know what I'm saying, when you've been here and you've been clawing and fighting your way, and then somebody come walk through the door and then bam, they get exactly what you've been really, really have been fighting for. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. And yeah, I do look at it at that way, and then I'm like, man. But you know what's funny is I was watching the interview that Percy Watson did with the two women, and Amber was telling her this exact thing. She was just like, you know, pretty much in so many words. I'm gonna paraphrase. Really, I'll make this short. She was just pretty much telling her, you're not humble and you don't deserve it. And Shayna was just like, I don't care. I'm still going to get this title shot. Like, and of course it makes for their personalities and characters. Like, it fits them. This is how you see them. This is what works, and it's fine. I get that part. But it's just kind of like, man, for real? This is what y'all doing? Okay. So at the end of the day, like, I'm really very concerned for Amber Moon because I feel like they're going to screw her out of this title. And I really don't want that to happen. Amber, I've been looking for Amber to be champion since Amber entered into NXT. And now that she is, like, I feel like she's finally gotten what she deserved. And I don't want it to be snatched from her. If you want me to go off of my bias, like, I'm going to choose Amber Moon because I feel like I feel like these women are definitely great wrestlers, the both of them, and Shayna can definitely hold her own, as I've seen throughout the Mae Young Classic and in individual wrestling matches that I watched on YouTube and things like that. Like, I don't take away from her wrestling abilities at all. But I really feel like what's going to end up happening in this match, Amber's not going to retain this title, and I'm going to like that's pretty much the end all and be all of it. The way that I see it is, Shayna's going to take this title from her. She's going to end up being NXT champion, and she's just going to end up ruling for a little bit. What I want to happen, Amber Moon retain this title and keep getting her push that she so well deserved.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on this match in general. That's how I feel.
I'm going to go with this. I think Amber retains. I think it will be an interesting and close match. I think there'll be a cause for a rematch. And that's how it will go. And we'll see how it works out. But yeah, I think Ember wins, and I think we'll have. I think we'll be excited to see how that works out. But yeah, Ember will win. It'll be close. It'll be interesting, and we'll have a rematch. And we'll probably have two rematches because I think Shayna will win the second match. And then we'll go on to the third match. And then, eventually Ember will come to the main roster. Because that's got to be coming too. You'll probably see both of these women in the Royal Rumble. Just because there's not enough women, right?
Right.
I'm thinking, like, it's a 30-woman Royal Rumble. And I'm like, shoot, I don't even know if it's 30 women between the two rosters.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about that too.
But with that, we'll wrap up. That's NXT TakeOver. So on to the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 2018 Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Pre-show. They have a match booked with Gallows and Anderson will take on the Revival in a tag team match. They have 3 pre-show matches booked. This thing is going to be 4 hours.
Right.
5 hours. I can see how this is going to go already. 3 pre-show matches, Keish? That means the pre-show is going to start at 6?
Probably. 6:30, somewhere around there.
Or 5 o'clock, and then we're going to run till 11 o'clock. Because I can see them doing 7 to 11 on this pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But overall, 9 matches booked.
Right.
So we can go through it. Bobby Roode, U.S. Open title, title for the United States title open challenge match. Don't know why that's on the pre-show, but okay.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But Bobby Roode will win that. Like, there's no, don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, not at all.
Gallows and Anderson will take on the Revival. They buried the Revival on Raw during the Raw 25 segment. So that probably will continue, and Gallows and Anderson will win. There's a cruiserweight match, 6-man tag match. Kalisto, Liz Dorada, Grant Metallic against TJP, Gentleman Jack, and Drew Gulak. And does that really matter, Keish?
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
not at all.
Really matter? Now, I find it interesting. The U.S. title is the only mid-card title on, and that's during the open challenge. Basically, the mid-card titles are not up for grabs. And is that because everybody involved in those feuds will be in the Rumble?
That's correct.
Even though I'm more of the thing like, hey, man, these people should probably be doing some double duty. But we'll see how it works out.
Yeah.
Keish. What I've been doing this week is watching the Royal Rumbles on the 8th. I watched 88, the first Royal Rumble. I watched 98. I watched 2008. To get me ready for 2018. Royal Rumble 1988, first one, won by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Do you know it was a 20-man battle royal? It was not 30.
I can understand why.
It was not a pay-per-view. It was officially held on the USA Network as a special, and it became a pay-per-view the next year. Keish, the first two entrants in the Royal Rumble were Tito Santana and Bret Hart. I had to listen to Jesse Ventura call Tito Santana Chico throughout the course of the broadcast. I was like, this shit is racist. But yeah, that was that. This thing has been a wonderful event. 2 times the winner of the Royal Rumble has left with the world title. When Ric Flair won the Royal Rumble his first time out, he became the world champion. Roman Reigns defended his world title in the Royal Rumble, and it was won by Triple H. The winner going to WrestleMania to face the champion has been a later advent of the Royal Rumble after a couple of years. The winner of the Royal Rumble generally does win at WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio, I think, might have the longest time in the Rumble, or it may be Benoit. I don't know, because we act like Benoit wasn't in it. Because they're like, yeah, 2 men who went from number 1 and lasted the whole time. Shawn Michaels being one of them. And then we keep going.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. Like, you already know how it is.
Yeah, so
if it's an explanation like that, it involves Benoit, off top.
But the Royal Rumble has made stars. It is known for a surprise entrance. The worst Royal Rumble is the biggest one of all time. The one that had 40 men. Yeah, that was won by Del Rio.
Horrible. Yeah, that was horrible. That was just bad.
But Keish, we're going to go down the line of this event, talk about some matches, and then we'll predict some Royal Rumbles. The Usos will face Gable and Benjamin in the 2 out of 3 falls match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Keith, that match is going to be classic.
That will probably open the show.
I'm going to love that match. I swear I am. I already know.
Possibly match of the night. And I'm going to say Gable and Benjamin will leave with the titles.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I definitely will agree. That match is going to be hard fought, though. It's going to be hard fought. It's going to be awesome, though.
Yeah, it's going to be
Can't wait
brutal.
to see it.
I think their last match will be in a cage. Like,
Yeah.
you might put them back to, like, how this thing finished with the New Day, where it was like, all right, this thing might have to go to Hell in a Cell or something like that.
Right.
But got to get the Usos credit, man. They've been like the best tag team in the world for like the last 3 years or so.
Do you know their merch, like their shirts are like number 2 on like the highest selling merch list? It's like number 2 or 3 or something like that. Like it's in the top 5. I know that.
All them twins buying them.
Like those day one-ish shirts, classic. I want one.
Dude.
Just so throw it out there.
I bet you this summer, Dad and Kenny gonna come back from Twinsburg like, hey, what y'all know about this day one-ish stuff?
Matter of fact, we should just buy them shirts for Twinsburg that say day one-ish. Just so they'd be like, hey, Dad, hey, take this to Uncle Kenny, tell him to wear it. Don't tell him what it means. We'll explain what it means later. Just make sure y'all wear these in Twinsburg. Like, that's it.
Yeah, down since day one-ish. But, yeah, so that's that. The next tag team match, Seth Rollins, Jason Jordan versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Is this the combination of this?
I really think they're going to retain, Keith. Let me explain. So I really think that Jason Jordan's going to do some underhanded, like, dirty shit, and it's going to help the team. Like, I really just... I mean, I'm not saying that Seth's going to have this heel turn or nothing, but, you know, I really see them retaining in this situation. I think this is the culmination of Cesaro and Sheamus, not Seth and Jason. Of course, Seth and Jason are going to break up this whole foolishness of a tag team eventually. But Cesaro and Sheamus, I feel like, are on this, like, thin ice. And this is where it breaks. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
That's me being the foot in the dough. Like, hey, let's throw some rocks.
Yeah, no.
I'm throwing some rocks in this thing.
To be fair, this pairing was an experiment, right?
Right.
And it's over now. Well, not it's over, but I don't know how long it's going to go. Whatever. But this pair was experimental. And now it's time to do something else. And I hope that it all works out. And hopefully, man, the Cesaro push that we've all been crying for happens.
Right. Exactly.
But, you know, neither here nor there. Yeah, I think Jordan and Rollins win, but it's going to be weird.
Yeah, it is.
Like everything that happens with them, it's just going to be weird. So, we'll see how that goes. AJ Styles defends his title against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a handicap match.
This is so dumb.
Yes, AJ Styles has to win because you cannot have a co-world champion, and it would be stupid. Now,
this is so dumb.
Do not underestimate the WWF's ability to do something stupid for the sake of doing something stupid.
Yeah, you can't. Remember, like, cool and the Divas Championship. Yeah, like that. No.
I hope that doesn't happen because here's the thing. That I think it just messes up the title and the idea of the title. So hopefully they don't do it. But like I said, I know them. They are crazy enough to do it. But hopefully they don't. So let's put AJ with the belt. Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane, triple threat match. What are we thinking?
Okay, it's obvious who's going to win this. Like, seriously. Like, come on, man. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Brock Lesnar's going to retain because he's going to be the champion going into WrestleMania. So Can't have him being a champion going to WrestleMania, losing that Royal Rumble. Ain't gonna happen. So yeah, I think this match is gonna be colossal considering the 3 people that's in it. But Brock is gonna come out on top somehow. I don't know how. Now let's be clear about that. I don't know how. I just know it's gonna happen. I just know that that's gonna happen. This is what we're looking forward to. So don't ask me how. Don't ask me like, oh, I don't know. Just know it's gonna happen. That's it. That's all I can tell you. Point blank. Period.
Right. Here's the thing. I think Brock Lesnar retains. I think there'll be shenanigans. Stuff will go crazy. I think Brock, if this match happens in the early part of the show, like let's say this somehow becomes the first match, I know how the Royal Rumble finishes.
Right.
Based on that. But I think Brock pins Kane. Braun Strowman does not get pinned. And he is away from the match when it's going down. Maybe they even double team him to take him out or move him aside. And then Brock pins Kane. Brock is the Universal Champion. He is the WrestleMania. Now, that gets us to the Royal Rumble match. If it goes under this scenario, Braun Strowman will win the Royal Rumble. That's how I see it. Now,
true.
They've put Roman Reigns. They announced that Roman Reigns will be in the Rumble. There's a chance he may win it. Because they like doing that kind of stuff. We didn't know he was
going to be in it already. Right.
Do you know Vegas odds have Daniel Bryan like a 4-1 that he will win the Royal Rumble?
Come on. Really?
I don't think the guy's even been cleared. But right now, I'd be irresponsible if I did not report that people are speculating that Daniel Bryan could win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to say no.
Ridiculous.
I'm going to say he's still not cleared.
Keith, I seen something like last week saying Dolph Ziggler is a favorite in winning the Royal Rumble. Dolph Ziggler. Now, I have nothing against Dolph. I love Dolph. But I was like, really? Like, are you serious? Like, I really just want to know, like, is this for real?
Here's one thing I would say.
Like, what are you talking about?
If Dolph Ziggler answers the open challenge on a fucking pre-show, I know that they have no idea what the fuck they doing.
Yeah, pretty much. Like no idea. And here's the thing with that too. Like, when Dolph comes back, because I got a feeling he will, I need him to have new music and everything. If you bring him out to his old music, old gimmicks and all that all this was for nothing, and this was retarded. Like, that means that someone needs to be fired, like, immediately. So, no, do not bring him back during the open challenge. Bring him back. If you're going to bring him back during Royal Rumble, bring him back in the Royal Rumble. But I need him to be, like, all the way out, brand new. Like, I don't even want to know who he is until he gets out there. Like, period. So, but yeah, I seen an article that said, like, he's an all-out favorite to win the Royal Rumble. And I said, who came up with this idea? Where'd you get it from? Are you serious? Like, I love Dolph Ziggler, but I don't see it. It's like, nah, that's not going to happen. So, at the end of the day, I'm not getting my hopes up. I just won't. Because you can't be for real. Mm-mm.
Yeah, now, I don't think they're going to go with Dolph Ziggler winning the Rumble because, I mean, they've never gave Dolph that kind of push. Like, they don't believe in Dolph like that. Like,
even when he was World Heavyweight Champion, they still didn't give him that kind of push.
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not entertaining that idea. But we'll see. Should say Nakamura, possibility winning a Royal Rumble. What you think?
Mm-hmm.
You're
right.
Like, nah. Yeah. I just don't think it's going to be a SmackDown winner.
No.
I don't think there's.
Unfortunately not. I don't need it to be Roman. I know that.
No.
I don't. I'm sorry. Mm-mm.
No.
Like, that just doesn't need to happen. So. But we're sitting here talking about the men, Keith. What about the women? Oh, my God.
Okay.
The women.
The Women's Royal Rumble. Let's get to that. One thing I know is interesting for the Royal Rumble. They do not have women's title matches booked.
They
for
do not.
either brand.
They don't.
Are the champions
Both
participating
women,
in the Rumble?
They are not. The champions are said to be at ringside. So, from what I understand, they'd probably be there watching, but they will not be participating because they are both champions. So, you know, you never... The one time you've seen the champion participate in the Rumble was when the title was up for grabs.
Okay.
In the Rumble. So, they won't be in the Rumble themselves. Which sucks because I feel like, you know, for this being the first Women's Royal Rumble, like, for Charlotte and Alexa Bliss to not be in it, it really does suck. Like, I really honestly can say those are two incredible wrestlers that I feel like should be in the mix of things. But, I mean, think about it like this. Charlotte's in SmackDown Women's Champion, right? Charlotte's SmackDown Women's Champion. She enters the Royal Rumble and she wins it. What is she going to do? Face herself? Like, it defeats the purpose to me of having the champions participate in it, because it takes away the possibility it takes away two chances from two other women that could enter this and possibly win it. Now, with that being said, it was something you asked, Keith, that I'm going to bring up, and that's I'm going to answer a question that you asked beforehand, and that was, is there even 30 women between the two rosters? Of course, we both know the answer is no. They barely had 20. Actually, I counted one day. With excluding the champions, between the two main rosters, between Raw and SmackDown, there's a total of about 19. So there's 11 slots open for the Rumble. Now, when I originally heard about the Women's Royal Rumble, I thought that they were going to downsize it, because that's what they do with women's matches. They like downsizing them. So I thought, it's going to be about 20 women. You know, it's going to be probably 45 minutes. I think they're going to give them the same time limit and everything like they do the men, but it's only going to be like 20 women. It's not going to be 30, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But then when they announced that it was going to have the same rules, same number and everything, then I was like, okay. So that leaves up about 11 slots for women to enter. They're going to draw from NXT because we both know NXT women's roster it's not I wouldn't call it gigantic, but there's a lot. So they're going to draw from NXT. Then that only let's not exclude the women's legends, you know, that's going to enter. And then there might be some debuts in there somewhere. So the possibilities are endless when it comes to that. But we do know that, let's not forget, Paige is no longer in the Royal Rumble because she's no longer wrestling. Or she's not wrestling at this point. So that's actually 12 slots that's open now. And at this point, of course, you're going to have some NXT women in here. You're going to have some legends come back and participate, possibly Trish, Lita, a couple of the women that were up on the stage, you know, Michelle McCool, Kelly, you know, you really don't know.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great element to the Women's Royal Rumble, because with the men, The men are a lot more predictable because, you know, you could just go through the rosters and like, oh yeah, like almost all of them are going to participate. And then, of course, there's the legends, the few legend entries they have, and then you might have a debut or two like you did with AJ Styles and, you know, stuff like that. But with the women, it's a little different because there's only a select few of women that are on the main rosters. So for SmackDown and Raw, all the women are going to participate, but then, you know, you still have 12 spots. So you're going to draw from NXT. Don't know how many of them are going to come from there, but it's going to be quite a few. And then, of course, there's the women legends that's going to come in, because I've been hearing rumors about Alundra Blaze and, you know, Trish, Lita, you know, stuff like that. You know, women like that that could probably end up coming out. So it's really hard to say. Now, it's funny because my favorite to win is not even going to be in the Rumble. So that's why it sucks for predictions at this point, because it's like, damn, because my favorite to win would have been Charlotte had she been in the Rumble, but she's not. So of course, you know, I gotta pick somebody else. Now, if I'm going to choose someone, Asuka. Another person, Nia Jax. Somebody else, like if I'm thinking SmackDown, somebody like Becky Lynch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's there. These are like the people I could think off the top of my head that are going to. But we all both know that it's going to be a main roster person.
Right.
It's going to be a main roster woman.
Well, you never know. Ember Moon could come and win it, and then she has to pick which brand she goes to a challenge for the title.
Yeah, right. Like that'd be awesome.
That's too fun. Asuka, I think, is probably the favorite because she hasn't lost, and her dominate going to win the Rumble makes sense. Nia Jax just on physical presence. Her and Tamina gonna have some fun in the ring, and they're gonna have a moment. But here's the thing with Nia. I think if Nia wins, I think you have a great story with her and Alexa Bliss, right? The best friends. This thing finally comes to a head. And Asuka still plays a part in the story because Asuka still wants to probably challenge Alexa Bliss. So will Alexa Bliss make it to WrestleMania as the champ?
Right.
And how does that conflict work with Nia being number one contender off to the side while Alexa and Asuka have a thing because she got beef with Asuka and Alexa's her best friend. But how, you know, there's confliction. But now, if she's in the title hunt, she's kind of caught up. So that story drives. So I don't know. For SmackDown, hey man, could Carmella with it and double dip?
Yeah, that's what I was
Money in the
too.
Bank with a Carmella. Win this match and then challenge at WrestleMania. Something happened in the match, shenanigans, and she loses, or she gets herself disqualified because she comes out and whacks the shit out of Charlotte with a chair, and then cashes in the Money in the Bank.
Right.
Like, I mean, I got scenarios. I just think it has to be compelling. It has to be something that can spell out for the next 2.5 months, 3 months. But with that said, I think this is going to be one of the most exciting Royal Rumbles in a long time, just because you have the two Royal Rumble matches.
It is.
There's a lot of intrigue, and this is the build to the 2018 WrestleMania season. We are happy that you listened to Ring Time Pro Wrestling and you hung out with us for these 2 hours. And we'll be back next week with the recap of all of this, and we'll unpack it all. And with that, we are out. Peace.
Bye.